Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about ElectronJS. So what is ElectronJS? ElectronJS is a JavaScript library which can build cross-platform desktop applications using web technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this means we do not need to know how to use .NET or C++ to build Windows applications. We do not need to know how to use Xcode to build Mac applications. All we need is these web technologies, which a lot of people do know, as a lot of people are web developers, and it's very easy to migrate from web development into desktop application using ElectronJS. So why do a lot of people use ElectronJS? So with your web applications currently, it's really hard to actually connect with a file system. You have to use download buttons and upload buttons to actually connect. However, with your desktop application with ElectronJS, you can actually directly access the file system, which can provide many benefits. With the packaging, you can easily package it into a Windows executable application. You can package it into a Mac application, or you can package it into a Linux application. It does all the backend for essentially your other services, how it's being bundled for you. All you need to focus on is how you design it and what the functionalities are, which you can do with your JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. It also uses Chromium and Node.js as its two main pillars of how the applications are built. So with Chromium, you have your developer tools, storage, access, plus a ton of other benefits. With Node.js, you have your Node package manager, which you can import other libraries from, and then use it to actually help build your application. It has a very large community. There's tons of people who are actually using it, so it means if you have a question, you can post it online, and you will get a response fairly quickly, and it should be a fairly decent response as well. So with a lot of desktop applications, there's a lot of common components as well. So you have your taskbar, you have your main menu, your context menu, keyboard bindings. ElectronJS takes care of this and actually provides you with easy to use APIs to help customize that and link it to your application. So the main feature is, however, you only need to write the code once. You don't need 3 different code bases for Windows, Mac, or Linux. All you need to do is just write it once in your JavaScript, in your web technology, and then using your web technology languages such as JavaScript, and ElectronJS will do everything else for you. So this makes it easy to maintain. So if you need to update the application or you need to fix a bug, you just need to fix it in one place and it'll fix it everywhere. Is it actually being used in industry? Yeah, it is. Quite a lot of applications are using it. I'm sure you guys have used at least some of these applications. So Skype, Slack, GitHub Desktop, Visual Studio, Postman's also using it, Discord using it. There's quite a few apps which are actually using it, so this is actually a really important and useful library to learn. However, what's not so good about it? So one of the main problems is it's very memory intensive. It uses up a lot of space, it's very heavy. So it's very memory intensive because it needs to be optimized for each operating system. And to do this, a lot of memory needs to be actually used. It also uses Chromium, which takes up a lot of space. So for example, one basic Hello World application can take up 100 megabytes of space, which is an awful lot just to display a simple line on the screen. The security is not as great as it could be because the files aren't encrypted. So that means someone can actually go into the files and change it and then modify it, or can actually see what the file is doing. With native dependency, this can cause problems with actually exporting into different applications. For example, if you have a Mac operating system and you need to assign your application, you cannot export that to Windows or Linux. That can only be done to a target operating system. In this case, it would be Mac. So now I'll do a quick demo for you of how everything works. So if you look at, ElectronJS does give you a quick start repository, so similar to your Create React application for React. Essentially with this, it provides you the package JSON, your main JS, and your indexed HTML. All you have to do is clone it, and then you should be able to quick start it, and then install it, and then you can start the application. So I've done it for you here. So this is your package JSON file. Essentially you have your basic stuff, your name, description, some scripts, and go to our index HTML. So this is where it's actually going to be displayed. So this is the first page which is going to be displayed. Here you have Hello World. I already written hello, this is demo for AIP before. We're using Node.js. As you can see, we're using the JavaScript version, so we can ask it to write processed versions of Node as well by using our scripts. Chromium, same thing, and Electron. And then this require render.js, so this is where you can actually use a render.js file to actually improve our UI, so increase our capability for the UI using the render.js. So index is the first render, and then with that you can essentially extend it with your render.js. Now the main file, essentially you're first creating a main window, and this will be a browser window. So essentially it's going to be a desktop application, but pretty much it's going to be looking like a browser. You're going to load the file from the index.html, which you've seen before. And then on that, when you actually close it, you're going to close the window, you're going to set the main window to null. Now when the app is ready, so when your app is ready to start, then you'll actually be running this process. When all the windows are closed, so you can have many windows, and then when they're all closed, only then the app will quit. If one window is still open, it won't quit. Obviously you can change this if you need to. This activate function, that's mainly for your Mac operating system. And obviously these are defaults, which you can obviously change later on. So I'll just quickly help type something. So if you want to start it, so you go to index.html, you got this is demo for AIP, and put npm start. It's gonna quick start it. It's going to my other window, and you can clearly see that this is a desktop application. So it has, from your browser window, for default, it has your toolbar, which you can. It's pretty common. You have your view, zoom in, window, minimize. You can add on to this, and then here's our web page. So this is done again through your index.html, and then we can obviously add on to this using your web technologies. To actually build it, we have to do npm one dist. I'm not actually going to build it because it kind of screws up my mic. But with that dist, you get to have your. I'm only done it for Windows, and that is based on your package.json. So in your package.json, you have a key value for build. You have one for your Mac, one for Linux, and one for Windows. You don't need to have it, but you can. In this case, I just had a targeted Windows, and because I have a Windows PC. And then, if you can see it, you have your quick start setup. So this is going to run your actual setup. And then once you run that, you can actually, if I search for it, let's just go Electron quick start. You can actually see this has been run. So there's your title, and then here's your actual stuff. And that's pretty much the application. I hope you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys will be using this later on in your lives.